YellowDingy.com. Hey guys, welcome to YellowDingy.com. It's Mario, and I'm doing a game glance on Alice Madness Returns.
It's only a dream.
I can't. I'm trapped. My past.
So the game takes place after the events of the previous game. You play as Alice. She's out of the asylum and lives in London, and is being taken care of by a psychiatrist. The mental trouble of Alice's family's death in the house fire are back to haunt her. Alice will adventure in the reality and the psychological world of Wonderland. Alice quickly discovers that there is a train corrupting and slowly destroying Wonderland. She must find a way to save Wonderland before her psychological presence is completely lost.
Wonderland is destroyed. My mind is in ruins.
Forget it, Alice. Block that dream. Wake at the sound.
The world is upside down, Alice. Inmates run the asylum. No thanks. And worst of all, I'm left tearless.
Abandon false hope. Forget the past. The damage is done.
Let the madness begin. Resume the folly.
Alice has a unique arsenal of weapons for fighting her demons. Her primary weapon is the Vorpal Blade, which is very quick and combo friendly. As for unique weapons, there's the Pepper Grinder, which shoots projectiles from a distance. You also have the Hobby Horse, which is a heavy melee weapon, which is mostly used for serious damage and taking down enemy defenses. There's also the Clockwork Bomb, which is a trigger or timed explosive. And finally you have the Teapot Cannon, which is an explosive splash damage weapon. The weapons can also be upgraded by purchasing upgrade cards by spending teeth, which seems to be the currency of the game. As for combat, you can lock on enemies, you can dash away from attacks, you can block, and you can even reflect projectile attacks. And in moments of desperation, just when you're about to die, you can activate Hysteria, which enables a temporary increase of offense and defense for Alice. Now when you're not fighting, you're adventuring. Alice has the ability to glide and double jump and glide some more. So adventuring involves going across large gaps, riding air currents, solving puzzles, and activating switches. Even at times you'll have to shrink Alice to access tight spaces. Shrinking Alice also comes in handy in pushing her sanity to the limit, so new options can appear to you in an otherwise dead-end type situation. So in the game you'll adventure, fight enemies, and do more adventuring, and there's storytelling thrown in. Now just when you think you yourself are going to go crazy because you can't handle the same jumping, gliding, switch activating scenarios, the game makes you do more of the same thing, and then even more. The gameplay is so mother effing repetitive, I was ready to throw my controller at the screen. Now as for the in-game play controls, they aren't that great. The combination of a crappy camera and glitchy environments leads to all too often sending Alice to her doom because you couldn't see where you were going or you just hit an invisible wall. As for the controls in combat, it's not bad. The only issue there is at times locking onto enemies can be more challenging than it needs to be. As for multiplayer, it's non-existent.
Consider the prospect that you've been misled, Alice. Then ask, by whom?
No! Who set that bloody train in motion? Where has it come from?
It arrived when you arrived, and it's more horrible even than you could currently imagine. The death of a dream caterpillar may know how.
The graphics are very interesting. It has a Nightmare Before Christmas look to it, and it really works well with the storyline's tone. As for the audio, it's nothing special. The voice acting is mostly dull, but the story gets across well enough. The in-gameplay audio effects are good, but nothing memorable.
And the guests. All I really wanted was another tea party.
Please, Hatter, you promised. Where is that train going? What's its purpose? Tell me, now.
There's no time for whatever it is you want to talk about. It's time for tea, Torch.
The first couple hours of this game are great. The psychological thriller setting is fascinating. I really thought to myself that I was going to love this game, but then I kept playing, and it's the same stupid thing over and over again gameplay-wise. But not only that, it's glitchy. There is fantastic potential in this game, but unfortunately it fell short of greatness and has settled itself as an average game. But regardless of the issues, there is a drive to continue playing to see what twisted storyline content they could come up with next. In conclusion, it's only worth your money if it's in a bargain bin or if you're renting it. That was Alice Madness Returns, and that was a game glance from YellowDinghy.com.
I've not come back here looking for a fight.
Really? That's a pity. One's certainly looking for you.
I won't ask you to inhale. Let the smoke envelop you.